This is it. I can't handle any more losses like this. I need to stop. Oh boy, this must be very serious if you clicked on this video. It's clear we need to talk. You're probably watching this video because you're either considering quitting trading after some significant losses, or you've already quit. As a trader who's been in this business for over 8 years now, I've thought of quitting many times before. In fact, I myself have quit trading twice in my entire career. And I just want you to know that, unlike my ex-husband, you still have a couple more options. Welcome back to another Humble Trader video. Listen, I have been exactly where you are today, mentally and emotionally speaking. You are definitely not alone in this struggle. Today, I want to share with you 3 important messages and tips about quitting trading. By the end of the video, hopefully these insights will put things into perspective for you and motivate you to keep going. And just in case my tips are still not enough, I'm going to be sharing with you today some advice and stories from 4 other professional traders. They're going to be talking about how they've quit trading multiple times, yet still manage to stick around and eventually become profitable traders. First of all, it's normal to want to quit. Let me start with this fact. There's nothing as difficult as trading. Trading is tough, my friends. I've done some pretty extreme things in my life. Snowboarding, pole dancing, marriage with my ex-husband, and moving to multiple cities and restarting my life many times. But trading though, this is unlike anything I've ever done before. And unlike most things we choose to do, whether it's fitness, reading a book, or taking up a new hobby, with trading, it's really hard to tell whether you're making progress. I know how hard it is to be putting in consistent effort and not seeing the profits, because there is indeed a very steep learning curve when it comes to trading. Learning to trade requires a lot of delayed gratification, and sometimes that can take months, if not years. It's very similar to growing a bamboo tree. A bamboo plant will take years to grow underneath the soil. No one can ever see the progress. And then all of a sudden, it will shoot up, finally showing above the ground, and then grow to its full size in a matter of months. I think this analogy is very much applicable to most traders' journey. For 2 years, I was also stuck in a cycle of losing money from day trading, with every single small win followed by a big loss. It was very frustrating, and I just couldn't find a way out of it. There were definitely many moments where I wanted to quit. In those dark moments, especially after yet another big loss, I definitely wanted to quit. But most times, I choose not to. Here is my thought process and what I would recommend you to have for yourself. Tip number 1, size down and slow down. When things got really tough, what you should ask yourself is, can you slow down? Can you size down and take on less risk? And what do you need to do for yourself so that you can keep on pushing to trade for another day? It doesn't matter how many times you need to size down, stop, or fall. What matters is how many times you can pick yourselves back up. And then you can take as much time as you need to do so.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
I know this may sound cliche, but it's very true when it comes to trading. Rez is a successful trader, and he shared in our recent podcast that he had blown up multiple accounts, took on over 5 figures of losses, but still lives on to trade another day. You know, having gone through all of that up and downs, what do you think are like the key lessons or like key concepts that got you become profitable?
The first one, which I think is actually a little more important than the second one, and hear me out. First one is not to give up. So you have to have a passion for it and not to give up, because the minute you throw in the towel, that's it. It's over. That's it. You're done. It's over. So that's the first, which I like. My personality type is, if I'm passionate about something and I want to learn something, or if I want to exceed at something, you can knock me down 10 times, I'm getting up 11 times. And a lot of people can't do that. Once they get knocked down so many times,
Yeah.
they say, okay, enough. Like, this is not for me, and they leave. Whereas I'm stubborn, and so I'll keep fighting. I'll keep fighting until
Right.
like I'm bankrupt and living on
Oh,
the
no.
street. I didn't care at the time.
And usually after these like big downturns, how soon or how long does it take for you to kind of get back to the same state?
I've noticed as the losses get larger, it takes longer to recover. I mean, like mental wise.
Yeah.
Funny enough, even if I take a large loss, the next day I'm still looking at the screens. I just don't trade.
Okay.
Just because I like to stay with the ebb and flow of the market and all that and see what's happening. Because I don't want to come back like a week or a month later and have no idea what's going on and then just, go in. It will take like maybe a day or two to a week. Longest one way back in the day was like three or 4 months. I was in depression mode. I had issues at work. I had issues with family and all that. So I was just working through everything. But once I kind of cleared the rest of my life, I was like, okay, time to go. Let's go again. And so get back up and keep going.
Did you ever take these breaks with the intention on, like you're just giving up and never like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if I recall correctly, I think twice was like a serious
Okay.
like that. Like I can't do this. I'm
Yeah.
done. Like I'm not. I can't. It's too hard. Or like I can't control my emotional state when I'm in a downturn or whatever when I'm making mistakes. But somehow I always those 2 times I got kind of motivated from my friends that were also in trading and stuff, and like the guys that I talked to, and that kind of slowly brought me back in. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try this again, but like tiny amounts. I'm talking like 5 shares. I'm not even kidding. At one point, I was trading like I think like 2 shares, 2 or 5 shares was my minimum,
Yeah.
and just from there slowly like single, and then kick it back up again and slowly work my way. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's thank God that I restarted again, because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have met so many people. My favorite part about trading is all the people that I've met.
Aw.
So
Rez's resilience as a trader is what made him successful, not his secret strategies. I remember losing over $47,000 from a swing short in Snapchat in 2017-2018. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to quit. I took a small break and then sized down back to only 100, 200 shares. I decided to slow down, take less risk and less shares, so I can ease back into the market and not be in constant fear after losing $47,000. However, I do understand that some of you watching might be saying,
Well, Shay, you don't understand. I've lost so much money, I just want to quit. I don't want to trade at all.
yes, I understand. My next option for you then is to simply take a break, however long it takes, or take a sabbatical if you need to. Remember the loss I just mentioned earlier? At the time, $47,000 was the biggest loss I've ever taken as a trader, until my ex-husband came along. After that loss from Snapchat, I knew I needed a day off. I was only gonna take 1 day off, but the next day I realized that simply wasn't enough. So 1 day off became 2, that became 1 week, and then eventually that became 3.5 weeks. And trust me, I needed that long break after losing $47,000. So if you ever felt like quitting or you are tired of trading altogether, just give yourself a longer break. Take a day, 2 days, or even longer, or months if you need to. Take however long you need just to get your mind off from the markets. This way you can truly refresh your mind and see how you feel. You'll most likely feel like coming back to the markets eventually, but this time around, you're gonna come back even stronger. But don't just take this suggestion from me. Take it from my friend Chinner, a computer science major, a CPA, and a trading veteran of over 20 years. Chinner has been trading the market since the dot-com bubble. That's enough time to see whether you want to quit. But spoilers, he still hasn't just yet. You've been trading for over 20 years. Has there ever been a point or multiple moments where you thought about quitting trading altogether?
I don't think I've ever thought about quitting, but there's definitely moments where I slowed down because of life, right? When I was going through accounting courses or just a little bit of a drawdown and didn't have money to put back into the system. I think people assume that I was sitting in front of the terminal for 25 years every day, Monday to Friday trading. but it's not like that. I definitely went through like bursts where I traded for 3 years very regularly, and then it slowed down, more about swing trading and occasional day trading,
Okay.
depending on what I was doing in life.
What was the longest break you had from trading?
Maybe 6 months, and
Oh,
that
okay.
I wasn't really a break. I was in swings, but yeah, I wasn't trading daily. Yeah, I mean, in the last decade, definitely not any big breaks. There were some breaks in the probably early OOs to late OOs. I guess sometimes I was just traveling with friends. Sometimes I was just wasn't into it. I was focused on other things. But yeah, I was always monitoring the markets and always doing research. So that was always an ongoing thing. It was definitely always an interest of mine. I think that was probably the difference that a lot of people go, oh, I want to make quick money. I'm like, yeah, I want to make money, but I'd like to know why, like why it's happening. Like I was always interested in why it's happening. And so when I talked about different things like short squeezes and different things that mechanically happen, I was always interested to know why those were happening, because I know it wasn't just me. It's a series of events. So I was definitely always almost a renaissance man when it comes to learning about the markets, right? And that's always an ongoing journey, because I don't feel I'm done in any way, shape, or form, because it's changing. And
Always changing.
Always changing.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you think you know, somebody comes along or something comes along or an event comes along to make you go, no. That's why you're humbled, right?
Yes.
Right?
Even though Chinner has been trading for over 20 years now, he said it himself, he wasn't trading every single day for those 20 or so years. It's totally okay to take a step back from trading because life gets busy and there are sometimes even more important priorities. So it's totally okay to take a break. In fact, I encourage you to think of your trading breaks as trading sabbaticals. I was first introduced to this term by my friend Dean, an ex-CEO and quants trader. He founded his own quants trading firm as well. Dean has been trading for over 20 years now, and you bet there has been many moments where he wanted to quit. And over the last 20, 30 years that you've been involved in trading, have you ever thought about giving up? Or have you ever thought about quitting, like maybe after a bad drawdown?
I've had some doozy of drawdowns, some doozies, like good enough that I would say that it would make many, many, many people just puke. It's part of the game.
Yeah. You make a lot, you have much higher risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. If you take big chances, you can, if you don't cut your losses quickly, you can, have I thought of it? I was really intent. No, not a quitter.
Oh,
No, it was really intent.
You never like took a break? Even?
Oh, absolutely. Take breaks.
okay.
Yeah. So usually what I do is I would work for a couple of years.
Okay.
Work for 2 or 3 years and take some time off. And then I'd work and put in a good 3 years again and take some time off and build up experience, build up new portfolio information, meet with different people, increase my knowledge, and move around and learn different things.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What's the longest break you ever been on from trading?
several years. So I look at it as taking sabbaticals, and sabbatical is just a fancy word for taking a break to recharge and everything. I think that for me it works, and for me it's important, and then getting back into it with renewed invigoration and that sort of thing. But yeah, I've done that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. But you're still trading.
Yes.
Do you think you will retire anytime soon from trading or from other businesses?
I think right now I've been on a sabbatical now for a couple of years, and I've been helping my kids do build their businesses. And they, one, like I said, has got that one channel where she's helping educate girls to trade, and the other one together they also have an apparel business just for traders. And so I'm helping them mostly. So I've been on sabbatical for a while. But I oversee trading every day, oversee their trading
Monitoring
every day.
the trades.
Yeah, and there's phenomenal ways for new traders to get involved in the business now, or get involved as a trader now. There's all these different things where they can practice trading with real time, fake money, but real time, real data. It's phenomenal, these different companies that are out there. To do that. So I don't think there's ever been a better place and better time than now.
Traders, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Despite what you all may think, all the successful traders I know have given up on trading at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 times along this journey. I myself have also given up on trading twice in the past before, and both of these times I thought, This is it. I can't handle any more losses like this. I need to stop. But here's the thing. Both times I thought I was actually gonna quit. I just kept on coming back. The first time this happened, I stopped trading and looking at any stocks for about 1 month. And then eventually I missed it and I turned back on the broker platform once again. And I started to catch up on everything that's been happening in the past month. And the second time around, I lasted 2 weeks. I just couldn't quit looking at stocks. And here's the thing. Profitable traders are successful not because they never lose. They're successful because they keep on coming back. Perseverance is the key, my friends. I have never shared the 2 personal stories that I was about to quit, but ultimately came back. If you want to hear these stories, please comment "Don't quit" down below. Tip number 3, remember why you started. If sizing down your risk or taking a sabbatical isn't what you want to hear, and you are still feeling like you are fed up with trading, then I get it. But my question for you is, why did you want to start trading in the first place? Was it for financial independence, to provide for your loved ones, or challenge yourself? Or simply because you were just like me? You couldn't handle another 9 to 7 day at a terrible dead-end career anymore. Whatever it was that made you want to learn trading in the first place, I suggest you to revisit that spark that got you started on this journey. But here's the thing, you have to be honest with yourself. If you actually got into this trading game for the fast money and the reason never changed, then yeah, perhaps it's probably for the best that you do quit. This is actually a very common trait that I've learned from all the successful millionaire traders I talk to. They all have a much bigger why. They all have a reason for keep on grinding and coming back to the markets. And the reason is always much greater than just making fast money. This is just the reality, and I understand some of you watching this may not like what I'm saying, but I'm just telling the truth. People who just want the fast money from trading and cannot make it should just quit. I'll be the first to admit my original motivation to get into trading was just to make money. But as all of you traders can probably relate by now, throughout my trading journey, I have gotten handed a big serving of self-reflection. I know personally, during my darkest hours, whenever I was on the verge of giving up on trading, what really kept me going, my why, the reason I trade, is to provide a better life for not just myself, but also to take care of my immigrant parents. I wanted to make my parents proud. I want them to know that all the years of coupon clipping, shopping in the clearance section, and all the many sacrifices they made for me so I can live here in North America were not for nothing. My parents may have spent a few years being looked down upon when they first immigrated, but now I want to make sure they will never have to deal with that bullshit for the rest of their lives. When you have a greater motivation than just for yourself or for making fast money, you won't mind failing multiple times on your way to success in any endeavor. I am not asking you to continue day trading to help your parents, not at all. But what I do know is you started out trading for a reason, and it's most likely not just a surface level desire like
Driving a Lamborghini.
There's most likely a much deeper reason than that, so think about it. If you're open to sharing it with me, I would love to hear your why in the comment section below. And remember, you'll never feel like you've made it. Now, my last point is not exactly an advice, but I just want to remind you of that. If you're wanting to quit trading because you feel like you've made it, according to your own timeline of when you should be swimming in cash right now, then please remember this. Trading is a muscle. If you don't work on it, then it disappears. Being a profitable trader or making it in trading does not mean you can just sit back, relax, and collect your profit while driving into the sunset
In your Lamborghinis.
The markets are always changing, and even experienced traders like myself and many others need to be consistently learning to stay up to date. It's dangerous for any trader to think I've made it, because you can make fatal mistakes. Just ask my friend Andrew Aziz, a successful trader who's had a multiple 7-figure loss 8 years into his career.
And another thing is that there are a lot of people asking me, okay, Andrew, how long it takes for me to become a consistently profitable trader? The answer to that is never. There is no date that you say, okay, I made it, from now on it's downhill. No, like I'm a very experienced trader. I had a really bad loss, $2 million loss. You know, you always have like a diet. You always have to watch your diet to make sure that you stay healthy. There is no point in your life that you say, okay, I'm fit and this is it. No, it's just a work in progress. Every single day, you're one decision away from a very bad trade and, you know, a disaster.
So, before you think about quitting, remember everyone's journey is unique. Reflect on the 3 tips I just mentioned and make the choice that's right for you. If you want to hear an incredible story from a pro trader who has lost multiple trading accounts in the past before, then you should check out my interview with Rez over here.